Hello there and welcome back to the Roottrees Are Dead. Now last time we hit our next threshold and I was going to say unlocked a feature, but it's not really a feature. We kind of went on a bit of a roll after we reached the checkpoint because we are at a point now where we can do fill in a lot of the blanks based on guesswork rather than physical research, because obviously we can look here thinking there's not a lot of people left in the list to fill in. So we ended up going on a little bit of a roll and filled in a whole load of the blanks. So we are nearing the end, I believe. We've only got a handful of people left to do, plus some of the side people, and then the whatever's behind that envelope. And then we're going to be done. I'm hoping I'm going to get this done in this episode. I'm not going to say this is the last episode because I might be entirely wrong. I'm hoping to finish it in this episode. Whether that happens, I don't know. We're going to work it out. We'll work something out. So, that being said, please grab your favourite drinks and snacks, curl up somewhere comfortable, come hang out with me as we jump straight back into the Roottrees Are Dead. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. And we're back in the room. So, like I said, we have filled in using, I would say, guesswork, a lot of the side characters and like these guys just based purely on like names, like Nicole Madsen, because I know that Ernie Madsen thingy, so we still need his spouse name. So we still have a few little blanks to fill in, mostly side ones. I know that's Guy Hudson. Actually, I don't know if the picture's correct for Guy Hudson. I might be entirely wrong. But we need to do 8. We have 8 more people to fill in order to get all 50. Now, I'm assuming she's locked in. And I don't know her name. We've got a picture though. And we don't have a picture of Jane LaRue. So we can fill in a lot of these again by trial and error. We know November Roottrees. We don't know obviously her name. We know that's Edward Roottrees. Don't know his job. So we're doing a little bit of research. So we're going to start off by having a look at some of these people, like Edith Jacobson. If we look up her, we've got Catherine Wilkins. Oh, Catherine Wilkins was already checked out. Edith Jacobson, we haven't actually done any research on. We need to know Marguerite's husband or Gwyn's dad, whichever is going to be easier to find. So let's go into thingy one and let's just look up. It was Jacobson, wasn't it? Okay, that helps. You find a link that seems to be a partial and corrupted list of archived articles from the Butler County Times. The article is cut off, but it mentions an Edith Jacobson and an arrest. You might be able to find the article somewhere else. Okay, let's go periodicals and Butler County Times and Edith Jacobson. Okay. There's a Crime Blotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Roottrees and a Lucinda Jacobson. Helen Roottrees. In 1971, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation's church in Butler County. They were pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. The church didn't press charges. They were caught by Helen Roottrees, who was there at the time while her husband Miracle was away preaching. Helen Roottrees was quoted by saying, "Jesus forgives and so do we. The Lord works in mysterious ways and I'm confident he has brought these young women to us for a greater purpose." So Helen Roottrees, her husband Miracle, so that's got to be Helen. Helen Roottrees, okay, there's only one Helen, so that has to be Helen Lennon. Because obviously it's going to go off her maiden name, not married name. Because she married Miracle Roottrees. So that's her, I think, locked in. We've got Christina Roottrees as well. So she's ready to be locked in. She's ready to be locked in. I'm sure she's right. And who else did we think? There's Bonnie. So we've got a Deborah Bean. Who's Deborah? Who might Deborah Bean be? Let's just do general. Deborah Bean. Nothing relevant. Periodical. Let's have a look. Nothing relevant. I don't think. What else could it be? I mean, we could just check them all. Nope, nothing. Nothing at all in there. Okay. So who are we going for next? Marguerite Roottrees. How are we going to work out his name? Has the enemy? Do we have evidence? Let's pull up the book. I don't think it mentions anything in these books about basically things dad. So she mentions Aunt Margot. 3 younger brothers for her. Now she's off living the glamorous life while stuck here with Clark. Must have been first Roottrees woman to be anything other than a housewife, and I'm jealous. If we're not a single mother, could I make my own way in this world? Yes, you could, to be fair. So it doesn't mention anything about her dad, like Gwen's dad. We can't pick up any pictures here. So I need to know who that guy is. Him. She's locked in. They're all locked in. So we need to know who he is, who she is, and who he is. That's Sam. So Eli, that's Eli there. Our my brother insisted 4 of us stand together, and so we clumped up in the middle and let everyone filter in behind in front of us. So are these her 3 brothers? Is that Lauren? Can we do another picture of Lauren? Does she have a second? To be fair, I don't know why I didn't plug that in. That kind of looks like her. Same guy. Maybe that's Lauren. So would this be Edward? That's her 3 brothers. And then obviously what other things she mentions as well, the next generation. And where are we? Dynasty. Is it Dynasty? Architects, preachers, and lawyers. None of his sons would take over the president, but that's what he gets for holding on to it so long. With architects, preachers, and lawyers. So one of these is an architect. Unless he's not. Unless he's talking about these. She's talking about, yeah, he's talking about this generation. So what could Clancy Jr. Any general notes? Skim information. So they've got like the short notes. Costle's father was the head lawyer of Roottrees Canning Company and helped write a legal document called Council Trust. 5 pieces, basically the original one, Next Generation, and the Free Spirits. Generation after Lawrence, including his son. Okay. So we'll do have notes on the second book. 2 informations about Clark. 2 more bits of information in here that we can glean. Neither of us ever took a second husband. I guess it was ended up someone family would remarry just which wasn't my son. Going to go to Clark's apparent disrespect for marriage due to the lack of a real father. Eli C. Clancy or Edward. So Eli, Clancy, and Edward. So yeah, Clancy, Edward. Okay. So can we look up Edward? Edward Roottrees. Nothing. Check Business Watch. Nothing Edward Roottrees. Okay. I hit the wrong thing there, but we're just gonna roll with it. Eli C. practically raised Clark and Jim as brothers whenever he could. Eli's marriage seems fine and Jim's marriage seems solid as a rock, pun intended. So who knows what caused these things? Suspect he's marrying Jane to keep her from running out on the band. Without her he'd be the third wheel and I imagine they wouldn't last long as a trio. But still, I don't think marriage on such a shaky foundation like that can last any longer, and Lord knows I was right last time. So that's to do with okay, so this is specifically Clark has more information to glean. Mentions Jane. Oh, got them as well. I mean, I could just put in because they're kids. I'm assuming they're children. They're going to be about the same age as these, so I'm going to put student K-12. We just need pictures of those, but I don't know if we're gonna get pictures. I wonder where November Roottree is. I don't think we're going to be able to look up this kid. So there's 2 specific on thingy. We've got 1 on the campaign mailer. There's 5. There's 5 clues on here. We looked up Peter Janowitz. So right, so I think Bell Top 20, Landlords, Sarah's a Part Society. So we've read all this before, but I'm missing 5 bits of information from this text. So such a product of his time doesn't get much play anymore. Image from an auction of a sealed copy as a sticker that says only great grandson Peter Janowitz from MMM. Lyrics of the song contain no clues. Okay, so these are all... that's all junk information. So what we're gonna... I think Diamond LaRue. Check this. We have already checked this one out. Though Jim Rott's majority song picked it up, then down considered by fans being band lead singer. Band never had another hit, but it has its fans who refer to them as the Diamonds Dazzlers. Can we just Diamonds Dazzlers? Is that going to bring up anything? Diamonds Dazzlers. Okay. Does that bring us back? Does that get us? So this still keeps us at 5, although we haven't had a look at the other thing. Wait, sorry, back to that one. Diamond Dazzlers is the name of the official fan club for Jim and Diamond. You find a forum post called Cool Things You Got in the Mail on a random forum about video games. One reply mentions that Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers. It's accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it's no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honour it themselves personally. There's a fierce debate on the subsequent post whether that's cool or pathetic. Amongst the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only one is relevant. The card from 1996 included pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son, Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. That picture has been added to your evidence. So we'll have Wolf. So this is a picture of Wolfie Boy. Thank you. Found a picture of the Christmas card from Jim and Diamond to the fan club in 1996, 2 years ago. The description said it included a picture of his son Wolf listening to his parents' latest music. Okay. So, Floozies. There we go. The Floozies are an all-female punk band operating out of New York City. They mentioned in passing an online review, so she's an artist. Well, musician. Passing in an online review from earlier this year. Apparently they were opening act for the band the reviewer actually came to see. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual. And not because of the music, which she described as loud, fast and repetitive, but not in the good way. The trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told they were rumoured to be the children of other famous musicians and didn't want that to be why they became popular. The reviewer also mentioned that for an underground and unknown band with absolutely no following, their equipment was all extremely expensive, and not only were they selling CDs, but they only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The Roottrees. That's a root tree right there. The reviewer said, although she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. That is quite the name for a track, Beef Baby. I can safely say I've never heard that one before. The 7th track. There's no picture of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquistador, well played, has been added to your evidence. Okay, so let's back that up. And I'm going to assume Candy Conquistador. So Candy, Nikki and Nina I don't think are related. So let's fill in these guys. I'm going to say student for him. Unless he's she. I think this might be the other way around because she's old. She's going to be older. Let's go. Candy. And she is a musician. And that's her. And we've locked. Okay. We locked her in. And another 3 people, which is cool. Yes, okay. Whole load of side people. Nice. So that is Wolf. And that is him right there. He looks like a student. I'm going to say he doesn't. I'm going to guess, unless we find out some other information about that, we're probably going to keep him as a student. We might also check that in. So she is also wrong. Because it would have kicked in with her as well. So I'm assuming her thingy is wrong. Unless she's entirely wrong. Because November's in that generation, isn't she? Charles print around says November. Also, I think that might be Jim. That actually might be Jim, because look at the gems on there, on his collar. And it sounds mad, but if you look at, where are we? I've lost it. Same shirt, same gems on the collar. And that picture hasn't been locked in. So that has to be him. Which means that we're missing a picture from somewhere. Who hasn't got a picture? That could be Edward. We're missing a guy from a picture of a guy from this generation. And I can't see it unless it's a red herring. Unless that's not him. Unless that isn't Edward. Bonnie, Guy Hudson. So we've got. Did we actually unlock in Bonnie? I think we did, didn't we? Yeah, Bonnie Hudson. Okay. So we've got Bonnie, we've got Guy Hudson, Ernie Jr. I think we got. Carolyn, I think we got. Gwyneth M, which we got. All the women are accounted for apart from that girl. I'm assuming that's November because it's chart. She's the only child there. Miracle Jr., that's that guy right there. Jim, which is that guy right there. Carl. Which might be him. That might be Carl now. And Eli M. Wait, do we get Carl? Carl. That's Clark. Carl. Okay, we've got Carl. So we're only missing two people. That's Jim. So we're missing that guy and her. But apparently that might be wrong because that didn't lock in. So something about her thing is wrong. So I'm going to say that has to be Clark. Not Clark. Is that Clark? Will that be Clark? Eli M, which we've got. You have a look at Eli M. Yeah, we've got Eli M. So that has to be Ernie Madsen Jr. Okay, so we're missing one person. And who didn't? I can't remember who I said it was now. Clark. Oh, Clark. That's probably not him. Is that a... Do you reckon that's him? In the 70s? Also, we've got that guy to pick as well. And I don't know why. It seems like... he should be tied. That guy with the glasses should be tied to this family because of the, you know, the big, thick glasses. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So just these 4 left to lock in. So we just need those 2 professions and maybe obviously check the pictures. But do I want to glean information from here? What male names have we got left? Linus Cornwall. We only have one name left. One male name. So process of elimination. Let's just have a look up. Cornwall. Nothing. No periodicals. Bullet counting just in case. Nothing. Okay. Well, that's an educated guess because that's the only male name that we'll have left. So it has to be, but it has to be that one. It has to be Linus Cornwall. I've no idea how you're supposed to work it out, unless it literally is just process of elimination. So we now have the unenviable task of filling in spouses. And she can only be thinking, obviously, unless she's. It can only be her. Everyone else's children are locked in. So that has to be November Roottrees. So what female names we've got? See, but these are all locked in. April Quaritch, Clara Lansing, Joan Monroe, Deborah Bean. So basically these are all, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to type that in for now. Right. April Quaritch. Incorrect. Did I spell that correctly? Did I actually? So we need to work out that. I don't know how we work out these guys. Also, we need to know Edward's job. And Roottrees Crancy Jr. Wait, I don't know why. Okay, sorry. I typed that in entirely the wrong box. I can't type today. Nothing. So we need professions. I think he's correct. We still have other males left to pick up. I think they have the same kind of eyes, so I think that's correct. She looks like she should be a student. However, secretary? I mean, she's a bit too young. Unless she was at college. She doesn't look like, she looks too young to be college. So we need to work out how to get more information about these. Also, see, I'm just going to mark that as unknown female. Because obviously we know they're all ladies. Also, we need her name. She actually might be the one that will shed some light. And where is it? I have lost the picture in question. That one. Brenda. Did we lock in Brenda? Yes, we did. Okay, back to evidence. Conrad, sorry that I'm unable to attend the funeral as traditional to have it as soon as possible. Ernie and more than anyone else on earth knew how busy your job can be. Close a Shiva candle identical to ours if you'd like to pay your respects. But it's not expected for those outside the faith to do so. Ernie was a man full of love, not only for his family, but for his family's legacy. Actually, could we get an obituary for Ernie? There's a thought. Would be in Butler County Times. And we're looking for Ernest Madsen Jr. Nothing. Okay. I wonder, because obviously if we can get a... Let's type it in here. Nothing. If we could get an obituary, then it would probably say survived by or read by such and such. But he died in suspicious circumstances, didn't he? Not well. Death of Guy and Patricia. It doesn't mention his wife. Well, that's Ernest Madsen. Okay, Junior. All right. This is back to this is the same article, isn't it? Wait, this. Yeah, okay, so it's the same article. I thought it was a new one. So if we look... Ernest Madsen. There was some scandal, wasn't there? Ernie Madsen Jr. stepped down. Faked proof that I'd actually had a heart condition, wasn't poisoned. Just gonna have a look at that. Just because we didn't look at that before. Roottrees 29, I'm assuming. You find more conspiracy websites. Some people out there claim that Roottrees are changing the candy recipe to include more and more chemicals, and that this was done in cooperation with bad actors from an unknown government. They claim that due to a loophole in the calendar, it's possible to get away with nearly any crime on a leap year, so as long as it's discovered until after the day is over. Every 4 years on a leap year, the Roottrees company hosts a meeting with foreign agents to conspire to poison our children. I like reading conspiracy theories sometimes, they're generally quite good. Crazy, but generally quite good. They have some points. They have points to make. And if you were anywhere not smart, you could probably buy into it. You could buy the crap that they're selling. The proof is that Roottrees candies contain polyglycerol, polycrenolate, an ingredient in the candy that wasn't there when first released. They claim it's added in an attempt to addict people and eventually induce mind control. The website claims to sell pills that counteract this effect for children that have already been eating Roottrees candy in the past. You do an additional search for polyglycerol, polyricinurate. So, I can't believe I said it correctly the first time, and now I'm struggling with it. And it seems to be emulsifying chocolates approved by the FDA and widely used across many products. So legit just conspiracy theory. So Lucky LaRue's. Della Vecchio. So can I go? Did I spell that correctly? Did I spell that correctly? Probably not. Now I can't find it. Okay. So we still need her name. So she's Nicole Madsen. So she's either... I mean... Joan? Does she look like Joan? What does she look like? Does she look like a Laura? Nothing. And periodicals. May as well do Butler County Times. Nothing on those. Not likely to be in some of the other ones. Business Watch, maybe. Okay. So we're missing... I kind of want to fill these in if I can before I start locking these ones in. I think he's correct. I mean, he could be in college. He looks quite young. He looks a lot younger than her. So I think that's correct. That isn't correct. So this is the only bit that we actually need. And we can fill it. I'm not going to fill in all the pictures, I don't think. But I kind of want all these side names as well. I kind of want to fill the tree out, just maybe not pictures. So we need a name. Deborah Bean. So we're looking like... See, it's crazy because I'm looking for names that are like of this generation, if you know what I mean. Because we know that like Stephen thingy, like we know like down here you get ones like Zach, Jem, Jason, Stephanie, another Stephanie, Nicole. They're more what classes modern names. So Deborah, I don't think that spelling of Deborah, I would imagine being a younger generation. Because in that generation it would be Deborah, Deborah. So I'm going to think of that one. So Joan or Clara. Can we look at Clara Lansing? Nothing relevant. And nothing in there. Nothing there. I'm just going to test all of these. So yeah, Clara and Joan kind of seem like they are the right names for that kind of generation. Although we only have a certain number here. So these are all in the same generation, so I might be entirely wrong. Deborah Bean. Complete guesses. Complete guesses. She seems like a Laura. I don't know why. I'm getting that vibe. Okay. Again, those are complete guesses. I may be entirely wrong. I'm just hoping that we can get that connect. So she's wrong somewhere. So we need to find more about Edward Roottree. We also need to check whether that's him, because we have, unless that's Edward. I don't know who that guy is. He's not mentioned. He was just in the background. So he's either a red herring or he's somewhere up high. Okay, so I've come back to this because I realised we never looked up this. We just kind of guessed. We filled in the blanks when I read it, but we didn't actually search it, which is part of my problem that I have. My brain fills in blanks and I don't actually search stuff up, because I assume that it's correct, and it could actually lead us to more information. It may lead us to nothing. However, that's actually the name of a band. Okay. A band called C&J and J&D released one single called These Times. Someone with the username Die Hard Dazzler scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently this was Jim Roottrees and Diamond LaRue's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister. That was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. You don't find anything else about Die Hard Dazzler, the band, or the single, so all that's left to do is add the scan to your evidence. After a blazing fast 35-minute download, the track is also available. Blazing fast 35 minutes? Okay. I mean, we've got pictures. Folk style songwriting catchy magazine. Oh, it's catchy M magazine. No, don't want that. These Times an old singer from folk group CJJD. You have a scan of the album as well as a recording of the title track thanks to a collector of Jim Roottrees memorabilia. Website also has songs credits: Clark Rafferty, Jim Roottrees, backup vocals by the LaRues. On it 6 says folk style, songwriting catchy, lyrics song contain no clues. Okay, we can listen to it as well. Sounds quite catchy from the beginning. Right. So that... Nice. So we've got pictures. That kind of led us somewhere, but nowhere really. We have Kim already, so one of these has to be Jane. I'm going to guess that one because she's younger. But she's the, I think, was Kim the oldest or the youngest? I'm going to guess that's him. she was the older sister. So would she be that one? So Diamond. Oh, hold on. Never mind. She's the younger, because Diamond was the older sister, which means I'm going to assume that is Jim, because he has James, because that's the beard. Okay. Not quite what I was expecting. However, we filled in extra photos, which helps. Again, guessing that one, obviously that has to be correct. So what else do I have? Laura Carlson. I really think we should probably find something about that. That was a guess. Clara, again, is a guess. Okay, are we ready to lock in? Are we ready to try and lock in some of these? Let's see if we can do some digging. What else we got? And 2 more in the 5-piece advert. Power plum, so I don't know what else other information we can get from this. Current file flavor is not the same as back then. So I don't know what information we can get from this. That's not what I wanted. Right. Back to evidence. Bad blue raspberry. I don't know why raspberries are blue. I don't know why where they get the blue from for raspberry. See, it's in. Okay, that confuses me slightly. The fact that two bits of information we can get from the 5 pieces ad. 2 more from Clark. Dancers. Also have musicians, artists, and dancers. Academy. So, hold on. I missed it. Clark. That's because Pop forced Clancy to send him to the academy. Carl has to discipline. Okay, so Carl, we've filled in already, haven't we? To academy. So would it be academy? I'd say it was military. So would that make him military if he sent him? I don't know. Media mogul, maybe. Like following the family tree, model, president. Oh, how far we've come. How far we've come from... Literally, this is the first one that we did. These 3 right here. And then we've just filled in most of these. Alright. I'm going to guess that's correct. We need Clancy Jr. and we need Edward Rootree. We also need to confirm that that's the right picture. We checked this out, didn't we? Okay, we'll check this. So we're missing something. And if we missed something from this chain, I think. Hold on. Actually, do we find anything in the thing? Can we go back in through here? I'll always use herring Rootree. I like that. Sorry. We didn't go that far back, did we? Let's go Stephanie Jones. Okay, Stephanie Jones in the Butler County Times. Stephanie Landon. Distant cousins of Rootree, Mother Karen and local artists who appeared in front pages of Butler County Times in the past often come out opposed to corporations' policies. So we're looking for her husband again. I still can't believe Dr. Wilson just worked. Brian, that's the one. Brian Jones. No, hold on. Jones Graphic and Print. Because there was other companies in here. Because we didn't look. Obviously, we know most of these, but like Rootree Candy, they've done work for Butler County. Obviously, done work for. We know that one. We know that one. We know that one. So let's check out the last one. Butler Summer Theatre. Butler Summer Theatre performs plays and musicals during the summer. Makes sense. It actually does. As it's not summer currently, their website has a thank you message. Thank you for making our 1998 season such a success. Stay tuned for announcements about performances in 1999. Website lists the credits of a musical which seems to be the final show they performed last season. There's a cast list, but none of the names seem relevant. Below the cast, it lists the crew and two things stand out. Posters and additional set design elements by Jones Graphic and Print, and choreography by November Studios. Now we know a November. Let's check out November Studios. We have a thread. Local dance school that advertise lessons for ballet and jazz classes. There hardly any other information available. So can we go back and can we look at periodicals? Yes, please. Search periodicals. Butler County Times. Instead of November Studios, maybe they should have called this place No Mention Studios because you don't find any information about it anywhere. Nice thought though. Although the fact that November Studios is an actual thing, is that enough? Choreography by November Studios. So would that mean, is that literally the clue? November Rootree Studios, would that mean her a dancer? If I'm assuming November Studios would be based on November the owner would be November Rootree. Plus, it mentioned that dancer, the Free Spirits, where is it? Where are we? It mentions the free spirits generation. Is it in this one? Is it this one or not? It mentions basically the three professions, like mentions professions like she did with the other one. Okay, I'm getting lost in the weeds here. I'm sure it mentioned not anger. It's not the right one. Not the right one. Is it the older one? Ah, there we go. That's the one. It's the older one. The older book. Clock like the rest of the generation free spirit. What else you call a group because grown up more than one can spend. They all aspire to be musicians, artists, and dancers, and all sorts of nonsense. Dance is the only one that was not mentioned. Musician, dancer, advertising, farmer, artist. So they all kind of match that. Dancer was the only one, so that has to be correct. I'm going to sneeze. Again. So, I think she's locked in. I don't know about these two. I'd literally just guessed, well, all three of these I guessed. If I get any of them right, I'll be very pleased. So, we need to find out more about Edward Roottrees. And I don't know how to do that. I will not lie. Does it mention somewhere? Yeah, well, hold on. Maybe just getting over our generation never so bad. My brothers all seem to pursue passive knowledge, and the most rebellious thing any of us ever did was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. Oh, okay. That actually makes sense. Pop seems to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires. Okay, that's the key information right there. Right in front of my face. Right in front of my face. And Edward was rebellious. That's code right there. The rebellious thing Edward said it was bring home someone who would be illegal to marry if we lived anywhere south of Pennsylvania. So that makes sense. Because that was a black child. Edward married a black woman. However, that's why it would be that it was controversial back then. So that's good to know. That's good to see. So let's go. It mentions that Pop seemed to have gotten over it because Edward is set to take over his department once he retires, which means Edward Clancy was a lawyer, which means he has to be a lawyer. If he's going to take over the department, he has to be a lawyer. Which means just Clancy Jr. left to do. I mean, we could just go down the list. Actually, who do we have? Turn that off. So, first president. Have we used all the presidents? Yes, we have. Third. Second. First, second, third. Fourth. 5th. Okay. So Clancy Roottree, what was his profession? Nothing. Nothing there. Okay. Butler County Times. Nope. I don't think it'll be any of those. So it mentions brothers. Our brothers all seem to pursue paths of knowledge. So can we guess? Paths of knowledge. Architect. Oh, we got an architect, didn't we? I mean, it could mean advertising. So, like, thinking of knowledge here. I think he's a student. He's a college student. Not really, though. Right, so let's just put that back to unknown occupation. Right. So, can we find more information about him from these? From someone in his chain talking about, Raina was the oldest. Can we look up Raina? Can we look up Raina Roottrees again? Okay, well, this is information we've got before. This is right at the beginning. Will it be in a mock? Wait, can we go? Can we type her into Teen Blast? Okay, see. That's another one we didn't check out her in Teen Blast. Raina was on the cover of Teen Blast when she was 16, did an interview. You add the cover and article to your evidence. Okay. Let's have a look at that. Sometimes you need to go further down in the chain to get something at the top of the chain. Because obviously younger people will talk about the older generation. So it's the little things like that. And I'm assuming that's an alternate picture for Raina. Sweet 16. Can we fill that in now? Okay. That would be her. So, back to the article. Right. The article about Raina Roottrees from 1994. This issue also mentions TMS and Brother Trouble. So obviously we've checked those out already. In an interview, Raina talks about her inspirations. One important thing I learned from an early age is that my dreams are not outside of our grasp. My grandpa was a college professor, helpful, who taught lectures about history. He also told me that history was full of people from famous families who wasted their fame and fortune by taking it for granted. Instead, he told me I should go out and use my name to accomplish something. I think he may have practiced that lecture a lot because I have other people in my family that have also made the Roottrees name famous for things beside candy. His older sister even wrote a book that some of my friends tell me that I read in school. So that's his older sister, so that's Lauren. Took his advice and now work with my mom designing clothing. Help decide what colours and patterns I want to model, and then she designs the clothes with a team of amazing men and women. Although my grandpa passed away earlier this year, Grandma Laura tells me he was really proud of what we've managed to accomplish. Okay, so we gained 2 bits of information from that. Grandma Laura and Grandpa was a college professor. So Grandpa would be this college professor, and wife Laura. So Laura called that the only one Laura, so that's Laura Carlson. Which means I'm going to fill this in with where did we have Laura before? So that one. Deborah Bean. Might be entirely wrong. I don't really know. We're going to guess. Would confirm that one, and that he is a professor. This might actually lock in the rest of these. Okay, so it didn't. So he's confirmed to be a professor. He's lawyer. Okay, so I've dropped him back to student because I can't find any information about him, and he looks too young to be anything. I'm now wondering, have I been wrong this entire time? I've been trying to think, is it the pictures? Are the pictures wrong? Because thinking about it, I am a dumbass, because that is the youngest. That's the youngest sibling in this slot right here. Now, I've got the youngest looking lad here. And this guy is clearly older. I'm wondering, have I got this the wrong way around? To be fair, he looks kind of professorial as well, and it has to be him and the youngest. It was okay. It was a picture. I was a dumbass. We have all of them now. That's everyone. Are you serious? Did we get all the...
To my genealogy genie.
Okay.
If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 40.
Did we guess the right...
Congratulations.
Like partner names?
I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search.
Okay, so we've got 2 more people to find.
So make sure you're ready.
Okay. Okay, these last 2 are optional and won't lock in until you say I'm ready. You can summon me whenever you wish, however, this will end your search and reveal the truth, so make sure you're ready. So it's tied to Samantha Roottrees. Who is EC? He was a farmhand. Now I'm assuming that's his picture. So EC, what information do we have? So we're looking at, where are we? Got angry when I met a new girl who do not like. She was dirty and didn't have a pretty dress. Me and Pat walked home in the town and she hugged him. So this is Lauren. So her pop would be Edward Clancy. I mean, EC. Do you reckon did Edward Clancy disappear or something? So I'm just having a I'm sure there's something about someone dying in mysterious circumstances. The Roottrees curse, wasn't it? Three of the 5 presidents of Roottrees community died mysteriously. Say guys called. Okay, so it doesn't mention anyone. Okay, so it's different. Okay, I thought maybe Edward Clancy like disappeared, and then a young Samantha Roottrees met Lauren and said, "Babe, my dad is your dad." I'm going to pull that back up again. There goes anger. So new girl who do not like. She was dirty and didn't have a pretty dress. So that tells me farmhand. Farmhand. Like a farmer. Dirty, not a president. Low means. Edward Clancy. Maybe? I don't know that. This comes into play somewhere. Me and Pop walked home in town and she hugged him. When I told her he was my Pop, she pushed me. I got angry and yelled at her and Pop said to treat her nice. Then she said, "Your Pop is my dad." Your Pop is my dad. She screamed it loud in my ear. She was lying to me. Lying's not a nice thing, so I pushed her then too. Then I got in trouble. Then Pop took her away. He told me, "Don't worry, I'm glad she's gone." I mean, EC, it would be weird to have EC being Edward Clancy. Although it kind of makes it. If she's talking about a little girl who she doesn't know coming in, that's got to be Samantha. And I mean, they kind of look similar, but I can't imagine him being a farmhand. I don't know. Am I going nuts? Am I barking up the wrong tree here? Also, I don't know about that. So let's bring Sam. Any kids looking to have us, children seem to get help the family on the ways. Okay. Pop wanders away from that farm for years. I never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor. I suspect that's why he kept us from there. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. Oh, Mr. Miller. Okay, can we... where are we? Can we do a Mr. Miller? Oh, no, hold on. I'm in the wrong one. We can't fill in any blanks, can we? No. Do we have any Millers in the names list? I was going to type it in, but we can't anymore. So let's look for a Miller. No Millers. Oh wait, that's the women one. No wonder there's no Millers. So no Millers on here. Okay. Anderson Farm. That's old. That's the old one. Okay, that didn't quite help. So we've got no Millers in here. So how do we find out Mr. Miller? His roommate, Mr. Miller. Confirmed bachelor. Are we... Okay. Am I barking up the wrong tree here, right? Do you think... I'm gonna spitball this idea, right? EC was a farmhand. Do you think that Edward Clancy, the lawyer, Lauren's Pop, because she mentioned Pop being, she always called her dad Pop, Edward Clancy Roottrees, as a lawyer. Do you think that her dad, Edward Clancy, had a secret life? Maybe he married Sarah Cossell. Was it Cossell? And had children. Do you think he was gay? Or not that became gay, but was gay and had a family for appearance's sake with his wife Sarah Cossell, but he had a secret life with Edward Clancy, like as a farmhand, and he had whoever Mr. Miller is as his partner? Maybe. I don't know if I need EC Edward Clancy. I don't know. And maybe Guardian, they adopted her. I don't know. It seems, because he looks similar to him. And EC, I don't know. And we need to find Mr. Miller. And I don't think we're gonna find that. See there? Sorry, I've just stumbled across that as well. So if you read my diary confused, you're not alone. Even the government had problems. I remember once receiving certified mail from an Edward Clancy Roottrees. I had to break the news they got my father's name backwards. Edward E.C. Roottrees. I think I might be on the right path here. Because if she got registered certified mail for an Edward Clancy Roottrees, which is the opposite of Clancy Edward Roottrees, that's probably correct. So his spouse, Mr. Miller. Can we just type in Mr. Miller? I didn't think there would be. You never know until you try. You never know until you try. How do we work out Mr. Miller's first name? Yeah, I think her dad is the actual parent of Sam. And then the brother adopted her. Okay. And I say that because confirmed bachelor usually means... I think back then it was a code for gay. Because being gay was frowned upon, like, in that generation. And yeah, I think I'm on the right path here. Pop wanders away from that farm for years, never met EC in person. So I think EC and Pop were the same person. And if his kids went to the farm and met EC, they would recognise EC as the dad. Confirmed bachelor. Sam had to grow up in a house with him and his roommate, Mr. Miller. I don't know. Can we just type in Mr. Miller? Can we get another? I feel like I should get a full name, but I don't know how to get the full name. Can we go back to the original book? That was the second one. Let's have a look at Sam again. So see, it's regarding Sam and, well, Lauren, obviously. Right. Clancy saw... Oh, okay. Clancy swore you saw Sam working alongside the farmhands EC and John when he used to drive past the old Anderson farm on his way to work. Upon hearing Zach checked the records and managed to confirm all three are on the books. John Miller. Right, I'm going to lock this in. I think I'm correct. I'm ready. Confirm. Confirm. But first, here's the final optional entries you found. None. Number of optional entries left for next time, 7. So we're 7? What do you mean optional entries?
You thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees and his partner was John Miller?
Yes.
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Correct? Was that at least correct? Also, you're no longer in shadow.
I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as
Hey!
Roottrees. Yep, I got old. The only picture you have of me is from 40 years ago.
That's nice, so you're looking good.
My book tells the truth.
Also, you're wearing the same scarf
5 pieces
and the same colour jumper.
parents.
Book tells me the truth about Elias' 5 pieces of my parents. Okay.
Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottree and John Miller.
Okay, so I was correct.
By now you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible guesser.
Yes, I did read the a little bit of it. It was a little bit of a guess, but it was an educated guess based on the Lauren's diaries.
Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning.
So she's correct. So even so, she seems to blame more than just the 2 of them. She has no problems with us next gen, but she has a palpable hatred for the 5 pieces and Elias and Gwyneth.
My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man. But his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were...
Oh, okay. So I was incorrect. It wasn't her dad. It wasn't actually her dad. It was his a twin brother. That was not mentioned at all. Okay. Correct answer, wrong reasoning. I don't know twin Clancy and his father Elias were not.
At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand.
Yes, so he was gay though. Never met EC in person, but Pop once referred to him as a confirmed bachelor. Yeah, I'm glad it's adding in
they wouldn't
evidence.
Even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable.
Oh, how times have changed.
The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both.
Trim the branches. Is that what
They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC.
Okay, so EC is for egg CR? Is that egg cress? Weird flavor egg something. Okay, she became pregnant after her birth. Okay, so basically stains on the family. So basically a big cover up.
And the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family.
Yeah, Pot one. I think we read that.
But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary.
Yeah, I made that connection. Your pop is my dad. So basically, because the dad look the same.
Me for being so confused that day. Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard.
True, that would be weird for a child.
And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work.
She had some major beef with them.
It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all. But there he is in the background. The 6th 5 piece.
It's unfortunate.
Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed unworthy.
Oh, I didn't pick up that. I think we've read that. Patricia Christensen, senior correspondent. How awful is it that such beauty was ripped from its rightful fate and worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin, an outcast forced to a life of labour under a wicked relative? I never even picked up on that. That's a clue that I didn't see.
Elias
I think we read it, but I didn't make the connection.
Or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At
Right, so?
Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the 5 pieces.
None of the 5 pieces was surprised, but was quite shocked to everyone else, including Sam. She'd been told her parents died. Okay.
My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president.
Yeah, I remember that one. Ernie Jr. had been learning day to day.
But due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy. A real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company.
Knew the business well, but his family. Okay, I didn't. That clue I didn't pick up. There were rumours that Ernest had originally trained to succeed Zach Morden, but had been passed up for unspecified reasons. That one I did see.
When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions.
So that's basically their son. Ernie Jr. led Roottrees at record profits by developing new products, maple crisps, and spearheading the formation of Root.
Ernie earned about $36.
Ouch. Ernie. Unfortunate, my guy. The yearly salary of Roottrees president is always locked at a single pack of 5 pieces. No one was a bit eccentric or reclusive, opting to forgo the typical luxuries of the average Roottrie. Okay, so he's... Again, those are 2 that I did... Oh, that I got. That one I didn't get.
They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point.
Okay. Deborah Bean. Can't believe I guessed that one right as well. That really was a guess. I just filled in at random. It's impossible to express my gratitude enough for rescuing us from the panic and burden of endless bills. The company took care of us beyond our wildest expeditions.
Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry.
I mean, there was a lot of dirty laundry in the family, like. Television screenwriter Robbie Roottries was allegedly quietly tried and convicted under the name Robert Roottries in a French court of law. Seems he allegedly embezzled from his company RR Productions' fueling gambling habit. Yeah, we read that one.
Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock.
Very true.
That sounded familiar. The Clancy Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future.
Basically anyone that they deem a blood relative, so they can essentially cut people off.
Future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart.
So it's basically ironclad wording. So it was basically there was no amendments or anything about like allowed.
That Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't.
And that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the trust, as anyone else.
Very true.
The Clancy Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money.
Very valiant of you.
The truth has been eating away at me for years. But now, I can set the record straight. Thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has.
I think we got everyone. We didn't get all the pictures, but I think we cleared the decks entirely.
Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future.
Yeah, the truth will always come out eventually.
Thank you.
It may take years and years and years, but it always comes out.
With your expert work, the truth will come to light.
Am I getting paid though?
And when it does, my share of the Clancy Trust
Oh.
is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for life.
Why would I get it?
Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete.
Are we related to Miller? Are we related to John Miller?
Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air, this is the last time I'll come knocking.
Okay.
Thanks again, and so long.
Thank you. Did we win? I think we won, guys. I think we won. Thanks to your hard work, Sam Madson's book was published. It received mixed reviews. Life went on and a new president took over the company. The Roottrees family faded from the news cycle. And then, everything changed. There's another mystery to solve. Roottrees Mania is now unlocked as a new game. Roottrees Mania. Okay, back to Mania. That literally it, no credits. I'm a secret Roottrie. Roottrie. I like it. Okay. I'm not going to leave it right. We'll finish the game. We'll have the DLC there we've just unlocked that. I want to have a quick look at that before we come back. I'm not going to start inputting information. I just want to have a quick look at it, and then I'm going to come back here to the main menu, and we're going to end the episode here. And we might jump back into the DLC at a later date, unless it's something really like short. That's what kind of why I want to have a look at it. If it's something like short and concise, then I might do it as a like just continue the series on as it is. Or if it's going to be a little bit more involved, if it's going to be like more involved like this one was, I might leave it for another time. Because I've done it with Lost Judgment. We'll have the Kaito files in Lost Judgment. Now that's another 8-hour campaign. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not just going to continue that. I'm going to go back to that at a later date. This might be the same. So can we go new game, Roottrees Mania? Find out what happens to the infamous family in a whole new mystery. Let's have a look. Roottrees Mania will spoil unlocked content. Make sure you tie up any loose ends before starting. Okay. So let's go start 2. Oh, we have extra. Okay. Hi, Clark. Hello.
Probably not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes.
Yes, true. Why aren't you wearing a... Why don't you have a coat on? It's raining outside. I'm Clark. Probably not. Yeah, definitely not.
You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down.
Oh, for real?
A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, too.
Okay.
I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. With my mother's deteriorating
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
Okay, so is he the new president?
Because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork.
All right.
Now that it's public knowledge that Planted Trust covers any Roottrees despite their history with us, a lot of potential cousins have surfaced.
Okay, so basically there's extra branches.
You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself.
Okay.
The long and short of it is a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family.
Maybe rightfully so.
I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side.
Okay, I'll let her know if I see her.
If you're willing, I can share our files with you.
Okay,
Pass them along
some more
to Sam when she reaches out.
files.
I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this. To each their own.
I did actually quite enjoy doing it. Right. I'm having a quick spy here. Okay, so we have a whole bunch. Alright, we have a whole bunch. This is going to take longer. Okay, this is a whole side thing. This is going to take much longer than I was expecting like 3 or 4 people that could do it in one episode. This is a whole another mini series, right? So let's go back to the main menu. Save and quit. Right. I'm just going to jump straight into Big Me real quick right now. Yeah. We have a whole extra little bit of DLC, which I am actually going to leave that for a little while, and we're going to come back to it at a later date. Hopefully, I'll remember what's going on. I think he gave us a lead at the start, so we can get one guy and then work off that. So we have our starting position. However, we're going to do that at a later date because we're going to move on to a different game and maybe come back to this. Same with Kaito Files. on a side note, same with Kaito Files, going to come back to that one because I'm intrigued by both of these. I actually really enjoyed this. It was more tricky in the middle. That middle bit, because you got the notable ones, they were all fairly straightforward and a whole load of links. Then I had a rough spot in the middle where I couldn't really find much information, so it was just like piecing things together. Like roughly piecing them together. Not making fast progress. And then once I got past that middle bit, the rest seemed to be a lot more like process of elimination because I didn't have as many names to go through. Things like that. So kind of was sped up a little bit at the end, which is kind of cool. I'm curious about the DLC, about the amendment to the Cancer Trust, meaning like we're getting potential cousins and people coming out of the roadwork maybe pretending to be Roottrees but not actually being Roottrees. I wonder how many of those are going to be. But I'm intrigued. I enjoyed the process of finding the information and filling in all the blanks. It was kind of cool. I like a good puzzle game, and that was a mental puzzle game. Trying to think, trying to search things and making sure, like following breadcrumbs and following threads through all the history and all the internet pages and everything like that. I'm glad I got it wrong. Let's say wrong. I got it right, but for the wrong reasons. Because I thought it was Edward Clancy or Clancy Edward. No, Clancy Edward. I thought he was I didn't expect the twin. I expected a secret gay relationship for a secret gay relationship, basically. Not a twin. However, I'll accept a twin either way. I'm very surprised though that they trimmed him. Although I'm surprised, no, I'm not surprised. Think about it, 'cause the time frame that it was set in, it makes sense for a family like that to disown someone for that reason, as shitty as it is. I'm not a huge fan of, to be fair, I'm probably not a huge fan of the Roottrees in general, like especially the older generation. I don't know, product of the time. So obviously we're going to leave that here for this time. We're going to pick up DLC at a later date, just because I feel it's nice to have a little bit of a break instead of jumping straight into extra content. I like to have a little bit of a break. You know, I don't like series to overstay the welcome. So we'll put it that way. So we are going to leave this here. So thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode and the series so far. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you are new here, feel free to come hang out, come check out some other stuff that we'll have going on. We would love to have you here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all support. It is much appreciated. If you want to go above and beyond, you can opt into the membership stuff down below. Hit that join button. If you grab a tier 1, you get your name up on the wall. And if you grab a tier 2, you get your name up on the wall as well. And you get early access to the videos roughly a week in advance. If that's not something you're interested in though, don't worry about it, because memberships are always appreciated but are never mandatory. If you just want to hang out a little bit longer after that initial early access period, the videos do become available for everyone on the channel. Also, please be a light for someone, because you never know when a single act or word of kindness can change someone's day or life for the better, or in ways that you may never understand. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And as always, just see you on the flip side. Bye bye.